Don't believe the narrative. Captain America Brave New World was darn good. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Watch Stuff with Us. I'm JD, and we are going to be discussing Captain America Brave New World. It was darn good, and I'm going to explain why. But before I do that, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment below, and hit that notification bell so that you are notified each and every time we go live in 2025. So I'm going to forget all this other stuff that I'm yapping about right now. Let's talk about Captain America Brave New World. So, the pacing in the movie was good. I don't care what anybody says. Like some people said that, like I said, this is where people ran into a problem with this movie. Everybody came into it with expectations that it was going to be trash. After the reshoots, after everything that we heard about it, all the changes that were made to it, everybody thought that it was going to be trash. So they had these narratives pre-built into their head. Like, oh, this movie isn't going to be good. The pacing was awesome. Some people had said that it was going to be like it was slow and that things like went through like that some of the dialogue didn't make sense. Like I didn't have any of that. First off, like I said, the pacing was good. I felt the movie moved along at a good rate. I didn't feel like it was slogged down at any point. I didn't feel like there was just needless expedition, just people talking about stuff for no reason. Everything had a point. Everything was precise. The movie was under, I believe it was under 2 hours. So like everything was condensed into a good runtime. Like I thought that that was a benefit. Maybe some people like the movies where they just talk and talk and talk, but not me. I enjoyed this one. I felt like the pacing was good. Next, the action was good. It was really good. One thing that I came into this movie wondering was how was Sam Wilson Cap going to show that he's good enough? How was he going to show that he could hang in there and fight people? Because honestly, we've seen some things before. He does his tricks with his wings and the spin kick and all that stuff. But this dude was pretty brutal. And that first scene where he was taking on the Serpent Society, yeah, he was kicking ass, and I was very excited to see that. Like that was one of the questions that I had walking into the theater. Is he going to be able to hang in there? Now, we all know that he is not a super serum, super powered individual. So that's going to limit things moving forward. Now, we're not talking about that now. We're not talking about secret rewards. We're not talking about doomsday, any of that stuff, because that's a whole different situation. When he starts going up against some of these, alpha level mutants or mega level mutants and some of these like super powered individuals, yeah, he's gonna have some issues with that. But hopefully he'll be able to serve some better purpose at that point in time. Also, the movie to me had one goal and one goal only: to show that Sam Wilson can lead the Avengers. And after watching this movie, I felt like that. I did. I felt that he showed his leadership. He showed that he's going to be able to rally a team together. He was able to have his new Falcon, Joaquin, be able to, be a good understudy to him. Um, I think the self doubt that he showed in the movie was good. I think that's a huge character development for him because he's always been kind of doubting himself. And also being a black Captain America. Like, that's the thing. A lot of times people who are the same color as me, and I'm not going to speak for everybody, but people who are the same color as me oftentimes, and I've done this too, oftentimes wonder if I'm good enough. And Sam Wilson, Captain America, wondered if he was good enough at certain points in that movie. And now he did need Bucky's help to come in there and kind of give him a pep talk and tell him that he was. But hey, everybody needs that. But I think moving forward, Sam Wilson, Captain America, is good enough, and he's going to be able to lead an awesome Avengers team. Now, this movie was not without its flaws. There was one flaw that I didn't like. Um, I felt like General Ross, Red Hulk, got de-escalated way too easy. Like way too easy. Like he had just gave Cap almost a death blow, knocked him, 5 feet into the concrete. And he was like also knocked out in the process. And then for there to be sort of just this conversation that they have, and Cap coming up to him and telling him like, hey, think about what you really care about, think about your daughter. I think that the context of that would be the one thing that would trigger him to calm down. But if I was going to make a change, the one thing that should have happened is that should have came from his daughter. When Cap was down and out, they could have had Red Hulk, emerge from the rubble even more angry than he had been before, and him pick up the shield, and almost mirroring the time where Steve Rogers, Captain America, was about to take out Iron Man, lift up that shield and about to do the death blow to Sam Wilson. And then his daughter rings out and says, "Stop, Dad, stop. This isn't you. This isn't what I want you to be. This isn't what you are." And she tells him that. And then that, to me, would have been the one thing that would have calmed him down, that would have brought him back, would have made him shrink. And I think that that would have been a better resolution to that part of the movie. If there was anything that I have fault with, it was just that end part. I think everything up to that point, the fighting scene, Red Hulk destroying the White House, I thought all that stuff was awesome. Like, it came across well. It looked well. The CGI throughout the movie was good. And I am a skeptic when it comes to CGI. I feel like Marvel movies have fallen off as far as CGI is concerned. Like, some of the movies, if you go way back in the day, to the early, like Iron Man 1 looks spectacular now compared to some of the stuff we saw in Infinity War and Endgame. And I was nervous about that, but I thought that the flying scenes that happened with Cap and Falcon when they were taking on the F-16s, I thought that looked good. Some of it might not be very believable, but I thought it looked good. So, yeah, just overall, I think this was like a super solid movie. I don't think that this movie had to be everything. It didn't have to be Endgame. It didn't have to be Infinity War. It didn't even have to be Captain America Winter Soldier, even though I think that it did come pretty close to that. There was a lot more political intrigue, I would say, and a lot more mature storytelling in Captain America Winter Soldier. But I thought that this movie had enough of that. Marvel had a goal. They needed to rebound. They needed to bounce back. We all know that the last few movies and shows that they have put out have been subpar. We don't even need to get into She-Hulk, but we know that they've been subpar. And I felt like this movie got them back on track. It left us where we needed to be left. Now, moving forward, Thunderbolts, I think that's going to be amazing. I think that's going to be Guardians level good. Fantastic Four, I have very high hopes for. With the amount of money that they've put into that, with that cast, I think that movie is going to be good. So I feel like this movie just needed to come out and not be a bomb. It needed to not be bad. It needed to show that Marvel had its swagger back. And I feel like they did. I feel like they hit that. Now, I usually rate my movies on a scale of 1 to 5. This one to me was a solid 3.5. And like I said, I don't think that it needed to be more than that. It would have been awesome if it was more than that, but I don't think that it needed to be more than that. A 3.5 is solid. Marvel is back. I don't feel like Marvel is at peak yet. We might get that with Thunderbolts. And man, did you see Sentry. Super hyped about that. But I think that Marvel took a step in the right direction with this movie. And going into this, I had relatively low expectations, and it met them and exceeded them. So I guess maybe that was a good thing for me to have those low expectations. But I think this movie accomplished everything that it needed to accomplish. And it also gave us a good path with the leader at the end and the post-credit scene breaking down that, there's more threats that Sam doesn't know about. I think that was cool too. And it gave us a little breadcrumb moving forward as we get closer and closer to Doomsday. So what did you think? Am I off base here? Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. And if you tell me that I'm wrong in the comments, you're going to have to prove it, because I felt like this movie was solid. Do not believe the narrative. Don't let those, all those other reviewers, all those other people who want to drop those clickbait articles and those clickbait videos and just pile on and say this movie was bad. Oh, it has a B- cinema score. Whatever. Go watch the movie. I watched the movie and I enjoyed it. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to enjoy it, but I enjoyed it and I feel like Marvel is back. So yeah, in the comments below, let me know what you think. Is Marvel back? Is this where we need to go? Was this movie trash? You can tell me that too. I'd love to debate you in the comments all about it. Please continue to watch this channel. My name is JD. Please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment below, like I said, and hit that notification bell because we will be going live so many times in 2025. And I can't do that without you guys watching and paying attention. So I appreciate you. Much love and peace out.